You don't say it out loud, but you feel it when everyone else is moving forward, and you're still trying to figure out why you feel stuck. You work, you try, you improve, you promise yourself you'll do better. And still, there's this quiet voice in your head that whispers, maybe you're just not enough. Not talented enough. Not disciplined enough. Not smart enough. And the worst part? You're exhausted from trying. Let me tell you a story about someone who felt the same way. There's a specific kind of pain that doesn't look dramatic. It doesn't scream. It doesn't destroy everything. It just sits there quietly. You scroll through social media and see people your age succeeding. You watch former classmates buying houses, getting promotions, building businesses. And you smile. But inside, something sinks. You don't hate them. You just wonder, what am I doing wrong? And slowly, without even noticing, you start building a case against yourself. Every mistake becomes proof. Every delay becomes evidence. Every failure becomes confirmation. Maybe you are the problem. Comparison is quiet. It doesn't shout. It whispers. It tells you that everyone else figured something out, that you somehow missed. It convinces you that success is a race, and you're the only one who didn't hear the starting gun. You begin to measure your life against milestones that were never yours. Different background, different timing, different battles. But the mind doesn't care about context. It only cares about evidence. And when you're already insecure, your brain becomes a very skilled prosecutor, collecting proof, highlighting failures, ignoring progress, until one day, you're no longer chasing growth. You're chasing validation. And that is exhausting. In a quiet valley surrounded by mountains, there once stood a forest. Tall trees, straight trunks, perfect symmetry. They were admired, chosen, cut down, turned into beams, furniture, houses. In the middle of that forest stood one tree. It grew twisted. Its trunk curved unnaturally. Its branches leaned awkwardly. The other trees stood tall and proud. It bent. The woodcutters passed by it every year. They looked. They shook their heads. Useless. And they walked away. At first, the crooked tree felt relieved. But over time, relief turned into shame. Because every time another tree was chosen, it meant that tree was valuable. And it was not. The crooked tree began to compare. Why couldn't it grow straight? Why couldn't it look strong? Why did it feel defective? It watched younger trees grow taller. Seasons passed. Spring after spring. New leaves appeared on every branch, but its own seemed smaller. Summer brought warmth, and the straight trees stretched confidently toward the sun. Autumn painted the forest gold. And still, the crooked tree felt out of place. Winter came harsh and silent. Snow rested on every trunk. And for the first time, the crooked tree realized something strange. While the straight trees carried the weight stiffly, its curved trunk allowed the snow to slide away more easily. But it did not notice the advantage. It only noticed the difference. And difference felt like failure. Straighter. More impressive. And for the first time, it wished it could be cut down. At least then, It would have had a purpose. And maybe you understand that feeling. Not wanting to disappear, but wanting the pain of comparison to stop. Wanting to feel chosen, needed, important, instead of overlooked. One night, the sky turned dark. Winds howled through the valley. A storm unlike any before. The straight trees resisted. They stood firm, rigid, proud. They had always been strong. But strength without flexibility breaks. One by one, the tallest trees cracked. The ones admired for decades fell first. The storm did not negotiate. It did not care who was impressive. It only tested who could endure. The crooked tree did not resist. It bent further. It swayed. It yielded. It survived. When morning came, the forest looked different. The proud were gone. The imperfect remained. For years, the crooked tree believed it was flawed. But what if it wasn't flawed? What if it was built differently for a different kind of pressure? The straight trees were valuable. In calm seasons, the crooked tree was valuable. In storms. And here's what no one tells you. The world celebrates visible success. But life tests in visible resilience. You think you're behind. Maybe you're being prepared. You think you're weak. Maybe you're adaptable. You think you're useless. Maybe you just haven't faced your storm yet. If you feel useless, it might not be because you lack value. It might be because you're measuring yourself in a season that was never designed to reveal your strength. Not everyone shines in the same moment. Not everyone is built for the same terrain. Some people are built for applause. Others are built for endurance. And endurance rarely looks impressive at first. So if you're tired, maybe you felt this at work. Watching someone get promoted while you're still developing. Maybe you felt it in relationships. Seeing others build families while you're still rebuilding yourself. Maybe you felt it financially. Seeing people invest, expand, grow while you're just trying to stay afloat. But what you don't see is the pressure they were never built to handle. Calm seasons reward visibility. Storm seasons reward structure. And most of us don't discover our structure until everything around us begins to shake. If you feel behind, if you feel invisible, don't quit in the calm season. Because when life shifts, and it always does, the ones who learn how to bend are the ones who remain standing. You are not useless. You are just not finished. And storms don't ask who is perfect. They reveal who can survive. Stay.